Hello everyone! Guess what time it is? It's time to take 5. So today we are doing saucy beef and bean hot pot. So there we go. And it is 2 sins per serving, serves 4 people. I think the sins, that's one thing I found with this book. It doesn't tell you what them sins are actually for. So I'm assuming it is for the 50 grams of reduced fat cheddar cheese that you're going to be using. But if you haven't had your healthy extra A, then you can obviously use that. So I'm not going to sin this dish. One thing I am going to check though, which could be sinned, but I'm going to run it through the calculator, is... Oh, in fact, no, I don't need to run it through a calculator because I did check and it said per 100 gram. There's 400 grams in a can. What I'm talking about is a red, without spilling it everywhere, the red kidney beans with chilli sauce. It's free. They're not sinned for 100 grams, so I'm assuming that's sin free. So yeah, it's going to be your cheese. So you need some lean minced beef. So I've got my 5% less lean minced beef there. You need 2 courgettes. And you are going to need 3 peppers, which I have already chopped up. And it says a 400 gram of mixed beans in mild chili sauce. But I couldn't find mixed beans, so I'm settling with chilli. So, to start off with, we need to spray our large non-stick frying pan with cooking spray. And we need to place the beef in there and brown it. So, guess what I found? Guess what I found in the back of my cupboard? And there's me accusing Luke of going walkabouts with it. So let's get this on. Now also you want to be preheating your oven to 200 degrees. So let's get that on as well. 200. Right. So you just want to brown this off. And then any excess fat you're going to drain, which this stuff is usually good. It doesn't, there's not a lot of fat. You can normally just spoon it out. Very most, it's probably a couple of tablespoons, but out there. Wash your hands after you band over meat. Before you touch anything else. Right. Can you see me there? Yeah. So I'm just going to brown this off. And then you need to, you're going to add your peppers, beans, yeah, your peppers and your beans, your kidney beans. So I will come back to you when I get to that stage. Right, so we are now all browned off. I've just drained my fat. So remember, do not pour fat down the sink because you're only going to cause problems with sewage. So just look, in my minced beef container I've just put a piece of kitchen roll and just poured it into there. I'll just let that cool down and then I'll put it in the bin. So there's a little idea for you. So we are going to add the kidney beans in chilli sauce. Now, I don't know how it's going to do with like sauce, like I don't think there's going to be enough sauce here. But anyway, that's why I was surprised it only says one tin of 400 gram. One tin, yeah, one 400 gram tin. So give that a good stir. But I bet it's because the courgettes will have quite a bit of water in, so you'll get a lot of juice from that. So that's that. And then we are going to add, I've just started doing my courgette already. I'm going to add the peppers. It looks very colourful, doesn't it? Very colourful. I've not got you at a very good angle today, I'm afraid. It's not the easiest. Right, so according to the recipe, we leave this now to simmer for 15 minutes. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that. If it starts to dry out, I'm just going to add probably a tablespoon or two of passata, because I think that'll be fine. So that's if it starts to dry out. So I'll come back to you when I get to the stage of putting it in the dish. So we are all done. I haven't added any extra sauces. It does seem alright, does that? But if it takes your fancy and you wanted to add some passata, I suppose it would go, but you don't really want to be making it too runny. So, one thing it has surprised me with this recipe, that it's not asked for onion, which normally they do put onion in this kind of thing. So if you wanted that extra speed food, I suppose you could put an onion in as well. Right, I've got two dishes because I don't know how I'm going to fit this in. I'm not 100% sure. I've got my Pyrex one, which is a big one, and then I've got my other, I've got this one. So, because I like to do the depth rather than a thin layer. So we'll start with this one, and then I can always transfer it if needs be. Create washing up but it doesn't matter. That's what dishwashers are for. Or if you don't have a dishwasher, that's what your husband's for. And if you don't have an husband or partner or boyfriend, whatever, then I'm afraid you might have to ask the dog. See if the dog can do it, or your kids. And if you don't have any of them, then it's hard luck. Really sorry. Right. So that were a good guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press that down, compact it as much as I can. And it says just to season that, so where's my salt and pepper? Pepper. Should have got these out ready. And salt. But as usual, I haven't taken the wrapper off. Right. And then you want some salt. Right, we're then going to add our courgette. So a bit of a tip for you, go for a large courgette. That were just a pack of 3 and they were quite small. So my ribbons aren't really all that wide. So I ended up using the 3 because obviously there wouldn't have been enough with just the 2. So let's start putting this on. Now it says to do it in fancy ribbons and that. I don't think I'm going to get that effect. But it does say, before you do this, which I have already done, is just dry it off with a towel to get some excess moist out. I don't like that word, moist. Right, you then need to add your cheese. So I use, which I've already got caked and everything, just excuse the beef fat there, the mature cheddar, mature lighter, sorry, Cathedral City. You can have 400 grams of that as your Alpha Extra A. So I had just a little bit left in the packet, so I weighed it and it came exactly 80 grams. You can't get that any better, can you? So obviously this is going to be feeding just me and Luke today. So that is my other Alpha Extra A, because I get 2 because I'm a Target member. So you need to then pour this, spread it all over nicely. I'm sure it said something else in between. No, we're alright. Right, there we go. So that's all in. So this is now going to go in the oven, which we've already preheated at 200 degrees, and we're going to cook it for 25 minutes until it is golden brown. So I will come back to you and show you the end result. Oh, so I look different because I just nipped for a shower whilst it was in the oven. So look how lush that looks. It smells absolutely gorgeous. But when I was upstairs, it smelled like it was burning. So quickly run down, but it's fine. So if you've enjoyed this video, lost focus again. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. So the next one is teriyaki beef noodles, I think it is, or stir fry, something like that. So I will look forward to seeing you back. Bye for now.